Hello and welcome to the IGN UK podcast. My name is Gav Murphy, and to my right is...
Alex Simmons. Sorry, I was like, oh shit, left or right.
That's a good start.
It's been a while since he last one. It's been a while since I've tied my shoelaces before. I'm no good at that. I'm left-handed. To my left is Gav Murphy.
Are you left-handed?
I am, yeah.
Wow.
So he's left-handed.
What's so special about that?
I don't know. I'm always interested. Always interested by that.
You used like people though, don't you?
I'm just interested.
Why have you turned your back on me?
No, he's found out you were left-handed. Krups, he's one of them.
Supposed to be smarter than right-handed people. Anyway.
And also, Daniel Krupa.
Hello.
Hiya.
You alright?
What's been going on?
What me? Private life?
Yeah.
I'll
tell you what, I've had some developments, because this, if you're watching the video, you'll see that I'm quite clearly holding a mug that has got someone's grandfather on it. And usually I don't take people's personal mugs in work, but my personal mug was stolen. And I've already sent an email once about it when it was stolen before. So I thought, there's fucking no way that I can do it again, because everyone's going to be like, you little...
What was on your mug?
It's Modern Toss. You know the comic strip Modern Toss?
I don't know.
It's very funny,
Okay.
but it's like it's like basically something funny from that. And it's a funny mug, and someone's robbed
The
it.
only way to keep a
Someone's
mug in
robbed
this
it.
office I've found is you have to keep it in your drawer.
Yeah,
You have to wash it for the
Because
end of the day,
but like you sometimes do that thing like if I get in early, like Krups, get my mug.
Yeah.
And I have to like go get it. But that's the only way that we can be able to keep it safe in this world.
Yeah, but that's the thing, it's just gone. And do you know what, like before, someone who works with us on a different team, he used to take the mug. And I said, like, if you go in before me, you would take the mug. And I really like this person. But it was like, it's quite clearly somebody's mug, because all our mugs are orange or white.
Unless they thought it was like a
PR drop.
promotional one or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that is a picture of well, obviously it is a picture of someone's granddad.
It only turned out the other day.
I don't believe it's here.
You're right, okay.
Like, what
name is that? Like
personally,
Yeah. I actually think
a
it's
mug with their grandfather on it.
the Latvian girl from E-Media. I think it's her. She went to Croatia the other day, and I'm pretty sure that's Croatian. It turned up after she got back off holiday, so I'm guessing it's
What does
hers.
that mean?
Fuck knows. Doesn't matter, because it's mine now. But yeah, I'm fuming about it. I'm absolutely fuming about it. You know the worst thing is, though? Salt in the wound. Because the last time I sent an email about it, I was like, hey guys, my green Modern Toss mug has gone missing. And then Facebook started giving me ads for it.
Really?
Yeah. So I sent me ads. What are you going on?
Maybe it
You want
knows that
that?
it was nicked and it's like, buy another one.
Well, it's because it's read my emails, isn't it?
Can you buy another one?
It's a principal thing.
No, but can you buy another one?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
He has
well,
the
that's
means.
okay.
But it was a gift. He has the means. It was a gift as well.
How much is it?
£5.
Oh, for God's sake.
But I mean, that's pretty much what's going on with me. Big stuff.
Reader feedback and we're done.
Yeah.
I've got 2 mugs in my drawer.
Have you?
Yeah.
If it's a fucking green Montos, I'm going to go mad.
Well, I don't even know what that is. If it looks like R2D2. Now, I've got an R2D2 one, which you guys bought me for my birthday.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
very much. And then I've got an IGN one, which I nicked from our E3 war room.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
crafty.
Cool.
No one's having that.
Yeah.
I don't even drink out of that. I just keep
It's the principle of the matter, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yes.
What else is going on this week? I tell you what.
Oh,
Blair Witch.
that going on.
Yeah?
Yeah, we saw that.
We went to
week.
see her. I was really excited to see her. I was a massive fan of the original. Do you like the original?
Yeah, I think seeing the original was one of the most memorable cinema going experiences I've ever had, because me and my friends went to watch it, empty cinema.
Nice.
It's like 3 of us, and we must have been, what's that, 1999? We'd be 13.
Yeah.
So you've only got 2
So
friends.
got in, yeah. Growing it up.
Yeah.
Now, got 1. It's cool though. We were just in this cinema, empty.
Yeah.
I think we saw it on a Friday afternoon. Got in, was it 15? 18?
I'm not sure.
Empty cinema, but a cinema in Blackburn was in an old church.
Oh,
Brilliant.
F that.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
My mum stopped me from going on the internet for ages because I was obsessed with Blair Witch, and my mum thought it was real. And I was like, I had to explain to her, like, Mum, it's obviously not real because they wouldn't release the footage.
Yeah, it's a snuff movie.
But my mum was like, no, it's real. She was like, I'm not having it. She was like properly bought into it. So she stopped me from using the internet for weeks because she was like, you're not going on the internet if you're downloading that occult stuff.
What were you actually looking at?
Like, it was trailers and it was like little bits they'd released of it. And
Right.
I was going on Blair Witch websites all the time. So
Right.
every time she come in, I'd be on a Blair Witch website, I'd like minimise it.
That is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Minimising it.
Like, if like one of my
I
children
think
did that, I'd
he's
be like,
maintaining
No, but I only
a
was
long and flimsy story. It was Blair Witch.
No, but I was only minimising it when she'd had a go at me a couple of times, going, what are you looking at? I was like, oh, it's this film, The Blair Witch is coming out. And she was like, oh, it's a documentary. Well, it's not really a documentary. And like, I was trying to explain to my mum like the concept
footage
of a
film, actually,
mockumentary,
mother.
and she's not having it at all.
So
yeah, I stopped from going on the internet for ages. I was obsessed with it.
Did you make any of the little stick things?
No.
Arts and crafts? Nah, I don't do that.
I don't think I'd be that good at that. I'm not very good.
You're not a very good witch.
Not a very good witch, no.
So this is a sequel.
Yeah.
There's already been one sequel to the Blair Witch, Book of Shadows.
Book of Shadows,
2 came out a few years after the original.
I didn't mind that.
But this is kind of, well, it's more comparable to the first one in style. It is found footage, but using modern technology. So everyone's got these Bluetooth headsets in that are also cameras. Do they really exist? Or they just got Bluetooth headsets and said they're cameras?
No, I reckon they probably exist.
And then they've
sure they do.
They've got a drone.
That exists.
They've got a drone camera that we had in once.
It's pointless, that drone is as well, isn't it?
And
it actually reminded me of when we had that drone in. Like,
and it got the microphone.
Got the microphone. Rich cut my hand up with it.
Dangerous. It's so scary.
Is that the premise of the film?
Yeah.
The drone goes
to be
nuts.
fair, the drone doesn't do anything in the film.
Right.
Absolutely.
The pretense is that one of the main characters is the brother of the girl that goes missing in the original, and he goes back to the woods in Burkittsville, Maryland, in search of his sister. And he takes a bunch of friends, and they're making a new documentary about him trying to find his sister.
Yeah.
And like what actually happened to her all those years ago.
That's kind of the weakest bit of the film, though.
Well,
the actual story.
Well,
no, like they're making the document. Why are they making the
I can
documentary?
understand why this guy is driven to find his sister, because all the search parties failed.
Yeah.
And they found the footage of her. Obviously, some weird stuff happened.
Yeah.
But nobody found her for years. And also, the house in the original says that doesn't exist in the woods. They can never find this house that was in the footage. But the thing is, they go out and they seem very naive, because obviously something really bad happened to her.
We saw it in Blair Witch.
We've seen it, and she never came back.
So yeah, because in this world, the Blair Witch Project was released, and that is real.
Yeah, it is a snuff movie. Like whether it's a killer, whether it's genuinely supernatural, something bad happened all these years ago. They go into the woods, and inevitably, not a spoiler, stuff starts happening again. The little kind of stick figures appear, and it's like. They're like, oh crap, this is happening. They seem woefully unprepared that this was maybe a possibility. Like a lot of the things that happened in the original movie start happening to them, and they seem genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
I would have taken provisions.
Yeah. There's a couple of like odd bits like that, and like there's a bit in the trailer as well where they think they've seen his sister in a bit of footage that they found online, and like when he is showing that to his mate, he's not like distraught or anything. He's like,
it looks really creepy.
He's like, I reckon that's probably my sister.
But she does. She looks like a monster.
Yeah, it's but it's really good. There's a lot of the only thing. There's a lot of really, really good scares in it. And when it starts going mad, it goes mad for about 25 minutes, and it doesn't stop.
I think it's great. I think it's a really effective horror movie. And the thing we talked about going into it and being, liking the original is you don't see anything really in the original. It's a lot of what you infer and suspect it might be, and it's mind playing tricks on you. In this one, they do reveal a little bit more, but not so much that they ruin it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have to develop what the Blair Witch is a little bit, but they don't explain anything, so it's still weird and unsettling. And I thought it was really effective.
Yeah, there's one bit that comes at the end that we said like comes close to being overly silly, I think, but it's good.
Yeah. I liked it very, very much, and we saw it with Alicia, who was slowly going insane watching it.
Yeah,
I don't know how much of the movie she actually saw.
Yeah,
she was thrashing about.
Because also, like, what is she like 6'2", something like that?
I was gonna say she's 6.
She's like 6. She's like 6'2" or something like that. And I've never seen someone 6'2" like make themselves that small.
Right.
And she was like in this cinema seat.
She was like burrowing her.
So does she like?
She was burrowing her head into a cinema armrest.
I think she does. She just doesn't like feeling stressed.
But some people, some people like that. Like it's the rush of that. Like horror films appeal for the people who find them scary. Still like to go see them.
The thing that this film does, and by the end it was really getting on my nerves, was it uses like glitch noises. Like footage glitch noises as scares quite a lot.
Right.
So it'll be like a quiet bit where someone's walking, and then it'll go. Right. And then obviously you jump because it's a horrible noise, and we were right at the front as well. So it's kind of like a roller coaster in that respect. But by the end, I was like, "Stop it now! I don't want any of that anymore."
Who says?
Maybe they just had bad editing equipment.
Yeah. Maybe.
We've got creaky chairs. They've got bad editing equipment.
I was like, how are they doing the sound in this scene? Mike's won't be able to pick this up.
But it's really good. We really like this. But we thought we'd talk about what is the scariest thing that's ever happened to you, Al.
Well, I went into the woods once in search of my sister who was lost. I didn't really. I don't have a sister. I've never been to any woods either. Well, it's not a particularly fun tale, but I almost drowned once.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't learn to swim till I was about 14, quite old. And like I had swim lessons and everything. And anyway, we lived by the coast, and I used to sort of go out and play on the beach quite a lot. But normally, I'd just go in up to my knees or rub a ring. Anyway, the tide was pretty strong, and I kind of got dragged out and went under for quite a long time. And anyway, my mate swam out and rescued me. But that was...
How old were you?
Gosh, I was probably about 11.
When you say you go take, like, the current just took you under?
Yeah, like it sort of came up and then pulled my feet, because it was a shingle beach like Brighton. Like we lived relatively near to Brighton,
lose your foot.
and so that kind of went away underneath me. My legs went, and then just kind of carried out. And I didn't know how to swim, and yeah.
Did you start panicking or?
Yes, of course. No, I was really calm.
Yeah.
No, like
You accepted
I
it.
think part of the problem is that I didn't know which way was up.
Right.
So I didn't know how to surface, because it was just like, oh whoa, like, and no, I did surface, but then, you know, you're not prepared to kind of take in enough air. But anyway, thankfully.
And your mate saw you?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Anyway, is this a good topic to talk about?
When I was in Australia, like, well, we were driving from Sydney to Melbourne, and just stopping off whenever we saw something cool. So we stopped off and we were like, oh, this is a nice beach, and it was really hot in the car. So I was like, I'm going to go for a swim. So you just don't think, it's just like a really, really quiet thing. Yeah. And I just jumped in, went for a swim, and I was just like swimming around, like not really paying attention to anything. Then when I look back, my ex-girlfriend and her brother were there with a guy, and they were all like gesturing to me, and I was like, there's a fucking shark. I'm dead. There's a shark gonna eat me. So I was like, oh, I'll start swimming back. What are they talking about? So I started swimming back, and I was like, going for about a minute. I was like, I haven't moved. And I was like swimming. I was like, I'm all right. I'm an all right swimmer. Like, but I don't like putting my eyes underwater. Like I can't open my eyes. So I was like swimming. I was like, I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Oh, this is quite scary. And then I was kind of just being taken over to the side. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm being taken over to the side. Rather than trying to swim towards them, I'm going to swim to the side and up, and maybe that'll help. But I went like a good, like maybe like 400, 500 meters down the beach away from them. And then when I got out, I was absolutely knackered. And the guy was like, yeah, mate, don't go swimming there. It's like, and there was no signs or anything.
Well, that's
it.
I don't know why, because we've been on like UK beaches this year, and there's been so much information about like undercurrents and how to spot them, and it's basically, you know, you see like a like froth or foam or something to either side, but then it's clear, and that means you're basically being dragged out, and you've got to swim sideways and then in. I'm not a particularly strong swimmer, and I would never ever.
I realise how little I know about swimming in the sea now.
And currents. I
don't know anything about currents.
How do you handle that with your kids? I would be like shitting myself anytime my kids go anywhere near water. I'd be like, no, I'll make you a little paddling pool here out of sand. Be fine.
Well, so Scarlett went bodyboarding, so I just made sure that I was holding on to her, and like she had one thing where a wave went right over her, and I thought she was going to lose it, but she was actually all right.
Oh wow, that's good. She's like, Dad, why are you crying? Doesn't matter. Just let's move on.
Exactly.
I once made a pool with my guy from some tarp and bricks. That was good. Didn't have a paddling pool.
I fell into a pond. When I was about 4, I was cycling on my
So we should have kept an eye on you.
With stabilisers, and I went up and I clipped the edge, and I just went.
I thought you were going to say you were trying to jump it.
No.
All evil Knievel.
Stabilisers. No.
What's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
So this is about 3 or 4 years ago. I was in my flat in Hampstead, Golders Green, Hampstead, and I woke up in the middle of the night. So I lived in this kind of quite nice like complex of flats, and my window overlooked kind of like a courtyard that you could get to lots of different flats from. And it's quite nice, and there's like grass, and behind that there's like a little forest, but that forest connected to the main road. And this is about, I just heard some screaming, and at 4 o'clock in the morning I woke up, and I was quite bleary-eyed, I didn't have my glasses on, they obviously didn't have contacts in, and I like looked through the window, and I was like, what is this? And I heard this like man screaming like at the top of his voice.
In
like
pain or?
Yeah, like in agony, like panic. And I looked out, and this man, shirtless, ran from left to right across this lawn like he was running for his life, looking over his shoulder. And he was screaming. He was like, help me, help. And he just ran. And I couldn't tell exactly what was going on with him. He was like high, something. And I kept looking, like shitting myself.
Waiting
like,
for...
What is chasing him? Like, are we dealing with monsters here?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't want to wake anyone up yet, but we might be dealing with monsters.
Yeah.
That's the reality we now live in. And nothing came, and I was like, is he just pissed or something? And I was halfway. I went back to bed. I was like, maybe I'm just, I don't know, imagining it. And the next morning I was walking to work, went through this kind of little meadowy thing that separates our apartment complex from these houses to the main road. I went through there and I found a shoe. And inside the shoe was like a torn sock. And inside the sock was somebody's bank cards and a mobile phone beside it.
Right.
I'm like,
he's a werewolf.
And then claw marks.
He's a werewolf? Is this a paradigm shift? Are we dealing with werewolves now? Damn. And so we phoned it into the police, and to this day, I still don't know what happened.
Right. What?
I don't know what happened. I kept searching for a while. I was like searching, like, look,
werewolf
news.
Hampstead.
What is going on here?
A found footage film of it.
Yeah.
And document it.
Well, we once discussed this. I had this idea for like a video game or a short movie where you'd be. Oh yeah.
Don't give it away.
Based on that.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing that ever. I still think about that probably once a week.
Yeah.
And think of what happened to that man.
That is weird.
The man who ran across my lawn.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Living in London, you're just like, dude's off his tits. Like, oh well, never mind.
Just, the scream was like someone like running for his life.
That's the thing. If say you'd seen a guy chasing him, how involved you getting in that situation?
Well, I don't know. I might have gone to the living room window. I look from that angle.
I would have had to go outside.
Really?
Absolutely
I'd get involved in shit.
Really?
Yeah. 4 a.m.
I got involved in shit on the train this morning. Like this guy's bag.
I was wearing like Star Wars pajamas.
This guy's bag was hitting into this woman's face, was sitting down, and she was like, I don't think he really realised.
Yeah, he obviously didn't. Like,
but he was
people
just, like,
have very
like
bad judgment when they wear backpacks on the tube.
But the woman was just like, So I tapped the guy on the shoulder. I was like, I think your bag's hitting that woman in the face. And he turned around and looked at it, and he looked back out the window. And I was like, dude, your bag's hitting the woman in his face. He was like, what? I was like, took his headphones. I was like, your bag is hitting that woman in the face, man. And he was like, put it up. I was like, what's your problem? He's like, what's going on? Like,
he's just a dick.
Yeah, I was like,
frankly. Yeah.
And he was just like, put his headphones in. I was like, what's happened there? Yeah. I looked at the woman, and we both started like pissing ourselves laughing. I was like, shit.
Some rights.
People are idiots on trains on the morning commute.
Yeah. So you would have gone outside?
I'd have to know.
He's all that.
He's all that.
To know. What do you mean?
I'd have to know what was chasing him.
Yeah, but I feel like I have my very own X-File. I don't know. That's the problem. I know the truth's out there on Hampstead Heath.
I would have got someone.
Probably just men in it on Hampstead Heath.
I would have got someone and then got them to come have a look with me.
Was anybody in your flat?
I'm not sure I would have gone myself.
They probably would have been, yeah. Right. My housemates.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've walked across Hampstead Heath over the weekend. There's been lots of strange noises.
If you leave the flat with your friend, go and look for it, then they go in the flat while you're out.
That's what it was. It was all a diversion.
Yeah, and they're waiting for you.
Well, I was thinking about it, like, because our flats had a warden that you could ring, who like looks after all the flats.
Ring the warden.
I was thinking, imagine ringing the warden, going, "This is happening."
He's like,
and the twist is, it's actually him.
Yeah.
So he's controlling the information. I've thought about this too long.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I didn't see anything at all.
He's just like, I'm just moving out. It's easier.
Exactly. Yeah, and I took him the shoe and the phone and the credit cards. He said he handed them on to the police.
Yeah.
They said they never got them.
All right. Well, let's get one.
You?
Yeah. One scary thing happened to me. We did a Ouija board when I was a kid. Like, how old would I have been? 9 or 10, something like that. We did a Ouija board.
That's very young.
And it's nothing.
The girl spelled wee wee.
Yeah, there's nothing in Wales. But like, I had an older sister, and she used to bring her friends around, so we were all doing it. Right. And like, it's obviously bollocks, I think. But at the time, it spelt out like pretty much, why is Morrow dead? And obviously thought nothing of that completely. But then like a month later, there was a big train crash in South Wales.
Yeah.
And the driver of the train was called like James something Morrow.
Right.
And there was like a big inquiry into like what happened. He'd been on some medication or something, and that's why he crashed the train.
Yeah.
But it was when it's going on in South Wales for ages, loads of papers and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like about, why is this guy like killed all these people?
Yeah.
And
did you tell anyone?
Absolutely not.
Right.
No. But my sister, like now, if I'll text her going, "Why is Morrow dead?" She's like, "Don't do that. Don't bring that evil into my house. I've got kids now."
Do you believe in like the occult and ghosts and that kind of stuff?
I don't know. It's just a massive coincidence, isn't it? Like a huge coincidence is how coincident, you know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Just don't try to say
millions to one chances happen every single day.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
I just think like that's what it is, rather than there's ghosts and shit.
Also, there's things that we don't currently know how to explain.
Yeah.
This has gone very far from our remit, but I'm
Blair
enjoying
Witch
it.
is good. 8.8.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
How am I gonna follow that up?
With the future success of a Build-a-Blair workshop. That's how. I'm really looking forward to this.
So what is this, Alex?
Well, I wasn't in on Monday because the childminder was sick, so I had to look after my little boy.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to a Build-a-Bear workshop. You've never been to a Build-a-Bear workshop?
No, because they came out when I was too old.
Right. Well,
I always wanted one.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, listen to my sales pitch in a second.
Excellent.
Anyway, it's kind of both the saddest and the happiest place you've ever been. Happiest because there's all these amazing bears.
Yeah.
But before you've had them stuffed, they're just like these empty corpses.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're also, I would say, apart from the licensed ones, they're pretty rubbish.
Right. Yeah.
And very expensive. Okay. You spend like 15 quid on a bear. And then £45 on roller skates and like
rocket pack.
It is the most ridiculous tap.
Do you know like they come as like little husk bears, and then you have to stuff them? Do you choose? Are there different qualities of stuffing?
You can choose how stuffed you want it. So because obviously you can stuff it low, so it's like rigid, or you can have it a bit cuddlier. Like Scarlett likes her bears like pretty stuffed.
Yeah,
but like they allow you to put your foot on the stuffing thing.
Do they?
Yeah, so there's this massive...
This is like sounds like information on the Generation game.
Yeah. There's this massive kind of machine with... what are they filled with? I don't know.
Feathers?
Stuffing.
Syringes?
No, it's not feathers. It's like...
Sandpaper.
Isn't it like prisoner's hair?
Nylon balls or... What?
Like prisoner's hair.
Sawdust.
I don't think it's prisoner's hair.
Anymore. Can't do anything anymore. Health and safety gone mad.
That's why everyone feels cuddly.
Yeah.
Like big tumble dryer thing going around, and then with a pipe that comes off, and you stick your bear in the back, and they do it for you.
Yeah.
And then it fills it up.
Where does it go in the bear?
Up his ass, right?
His ass.
No, it's a hole in the back, which they then pull together and tie, so you can't see it.
Okay.
Anyway, so you probably heard that they did a Pokemon one.
Yes.
They did Eevee, which came out about, I don't know, a month ago or so.
That's cool.
And it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And they do a bunch of Star Wars ones. They've got a Boba Fett one, but the Boba Fett one it's like a bear, but Boba Fett.
It's
got
cosplaying.
these weird eyes. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's
Right.
kind of cosplay Boba Fett, so I'm not that into it.
She hasn't got a helmet on, man.
No, it's kind of part of the stitching.
Okay,
it's got like a cape and like a gun, and you can buy like Han Solo's blaster and like Stormtrooper. See,
this is why you went to Build-a-Blair workshop.
This is the thing, right?
Which one do you want?
Yeah.
So they only do one Pokemon at the minute, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Imagine if you did all 150.
I think the Pokemon they do is Eevee, not Pikachu.
Yeah,
that's madness.
What?
And then considering it's so hard to buy like plush toys of Pokemon,
the minute,
it's crazy.
That will change it.
But like, so everything they do at the minute is very much geared towards kids. Although I would argue that Pokemon is the first kind of crossover.
Yeah.
But if they made the Star Wars ones a bit cooler, I'd be into that. But then I was thinking, what about other stuff? Like, imagine Overwatch characters.
Yeah.
I know we're not allowed to talk about Overwatch in this podcast.
Not anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't been on it for weeks, so I'm allowed to. But imagine a stuffed Winston. I would totally go and buy that.
That's the thing. I wish I played as Winston more, because all the Winston stuff is really cute.
Yeah, they definitely like Gamescom early on as the one.
Yeah.
There is Baby Winston is really cute.
There's a stuffed Winston you can get, and also like a one where he's like rage mode on.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, he's like bright red.
That's good.
But the other thing that's cool about it is that you can like customize your Build-a-Bear.
Yeah.
Like, so you can put little sound chips inside. So
Right.
you could get a little like Reaper that when you squeezed its tummy, it went die, die, die.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Which I wouldn't want my 6-year-old to have.
What did you actually make a bear the other day?
Well, I didn't. My daughter did.
Yeah,
Yes.
did you record yourself as the bear?
Well,
like little phrases?
You have to do, no. But you have to do a birth certificate and stuff like that. It's very sweet.
you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But anyway, my pitch is if you start appealing to adults as well as kids, because if she's
adults will buy any old shit.
Got the money.
Well, look at my desk. Look at all of this stuff. Absolutely. But if like Mario, Zelda, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Feels like Nintendo are sort of getting on board with licensing now and kind of go a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
but I just think that if there was something in there that would appeal to me, I would buy it at the same time as my daughter, because you have to be in there with your kids.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Otherwise,
there's something dodgy going on.
Why are you overly stuffing this bear?
I can't go to Build-a-Blair workshop by myself, can I?
So it's not that kind of bear.
Yeah.
Also, the people that work in Build-a-Blair workshop are a little bit nuts.
Are they?
Imagine just being in that environment 24/7. Well, obviously they're not in there 24/7.
They have to be.
But they ask you the most inane questions. Have you ever built a bear before?
Yeah, loads.
Yeah.
This is not my first time.
I've got 400 of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're lucky because you've got kids. You can go in these different places and stuff like that.
There's lots of places you can't go.
Lots of places I can't go.
Yeah, but there
within
are
200 metres of a school.
But I can't go clubbing most of the time.
Of course you can.
We've seen these new clubs that have opened up for like kids to go with their parents. It's like daytime raves.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't remember.
My cousin went once. He said it was really good.
Yeah.
In London.
But I bought tickets. I'm going to Japan next month, and I bought tickets to go to Disneyland for me and my girlfriend. Then we broke up. Now I've got these tickets. I'm generally thinking about going to Disneyland by myself.
You should do.
That's all right. I think that's absolutely fine. Disneyland is more. There's lots of adults that go to Disneyland.
There's a place near where I live called Gulliver's Land, which is kind of...
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Full of lonely crying men.
Well, you're not allowed in there unless you've got kids.
Yeah.
Because we went there...
Yeah.
Which is but we went there for Scarlett's birthday, and the grandparents were joining, but because they came separate to us, they weren't going to let them in.
No way. It's like going to a club and you've got to have a lady with you.
Well, exactly.
You with them? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's madness. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm worried about getting turned away from Disneyland.
You won't get turned away. Like Mickey Mouse.
I'm meeting someone in there.
Meet someone in there. That's good. What's his name? Mickey? Oh, shit.
Donald.
I remember going to... I went to the cinema before on my birthday because it was again, right after a breakup with a girl, and... she'd planned loads of stuff for my birthday, then I broke up with her, so I just had my birthday free and I wasn't at work. So I thought, I've got to wait till all my friends got off work. I'll just go to the cinema. I went to the cinema to see this film, and it was like a mother and baby screening.
Oh my God.
And I walked in and I was like...
imagine what you were like in that.
Oh yeah, can I come in? Can I see this thing? And they were like, it's a mother and baby screen. I was like, there's loads of babies and stuff in there. They were like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm already here now. I'll just sit at the back or something. She's like, no, that's not happening. I'd actually sit at the back.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Large popcorn, is it?
and I actually got turned away on my birthday. I was like, well, this is it. This is the end, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my birthday today. I'm sure it is, sir. Yeah. I'm sure you'd love to treat yourself.
It's like everything you're saying is making me not want to let you in more. So,
what was the film again?
I can't remember now. But it was like an adult, not an adult
film. What kind of what?
Right, Pee Wee Herman.
Sick people do you hang out with?
Moving swiftly on. It's the game that everyone is talking about.
I haven't played this for ages.
It's Keyword Countdown.
Keyword Countdown. Time for Keyword Countdown. It's Keyword Countdown. Time for Keyword Countdown. It's Keyword Countdown.
Dale, put a jingle in there. Now he has to.
If he hasn't, he's not done his job properly this week.
So, on if you go to imdb.com, if you look at any film, they have a load of bonkers keywords that describe what the film is. So what I've done is taken these keywords, and you guys have to guess what the film is by the keywords.
I hate this game.
It's quite stressful.
I think I've guessed one.
You haven't played it with Alicia. If you think it's bad, play it with Alicia, because she goes frickin' mental.
Right.
Joe got
my mind just goes blank.
Joe got one on the first try the other day, and she went insane. Here we go. Okay. Film number 1, Daniel.
Okay.
Why are you saying? Why are you? I thought directing it to him?
Because he was.
Oh no, I'm listening. I'm getting
Hang on a minute. There's something going on here.
No, it's not. I promise.
But it's for both of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was listening. I was just focusing.
First one to shout out.
Yeah.
Punctuation in title.
Girl interrupted.
Sequel. Photography.
Oh gosh, you're going a bit fast.
Yeah, I thought this is way faster than usual, isn't it? I thought there was like a thinking space.
Sheriff. Hanged girl. Actor shares first name with character.
Oh my God.
Human sacrifice. Miscarriage.
I should get it.
Forest. Witch. It's the final clue.
The Witch.
No.
Punctuation in tile.
I don't know.
No takers? Punctuation in title, sequel, photography, sheriff, hanged girl, actor shares first name with character, human sacrifice, miscarriage, forest, witch. It's Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows. Never mind, guys. No one got that one.
What's the punctuation in title? Just the colon?
Yeah. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2.
I was thinking like something more elaborate.
Well, so was I. Like a semicolon. A decent punctuation mark. Yes.
Yeah.
But that's actually, to be fair, even though that's not good for you guys, that's actually really good for the people at home. Because if they're playing along, they've just had the full
just illustrated how
whack.
Stupid we are. Especially because we were talking about
No, that's a hard one.
All right, thanks for making us feel better.
It's fine. Film number 2.
Go a bit slower this time.
Okay. Sculptress.
Ghost.
Female protagonist.
Village.
Soul selling. Deal with the devil.
Devil's Advocate.
The Witch.
Feminist. Supernatural power.
The Craft.
Break up. Sex.
Twilight.
Lifting someone into the air.
Dirty Dancing.
Final clue. Witch.
Oh my God. Well, I've hardly seen any horror films.
This is a good one for people at home again.
Hocus Pocus.
It is not. It was
Practical Magic.
It was The Witches of Eastwick.
Oh, for God's sakes. How many of these we got?
3 more. Film number 3.
Hocus Pocus.
1960s.
Right.
Paranoia.
Rosemary's Baby.
Yes.
Hey. Oh, I nearly did it after the first one as well.
Oh, good.
Fuck.
That's what happens. Well done, Daniel.
Are these all horror films?
Well, if you can work out there's a theme for all of them.
Well, and what's your speciality, Krupa?
You didn't get first two?
Probably The Carpenters.
Is it?
That was Rosemary's Baby. So the other clues: demonic possession, female nudity, raped by a demon.
He would have got it. That one.
Antichrist. Bad guy wins. Female protagonist. Character name and title. Witch.
All right. Okay.
Here we go. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure I knew which one this was. Film number 4. Hotel.
Ooh.
Villainous played by lead actress.
The Witches.
Yeah. Well done, Daniel. Oh, these are good questions. These are good ones as well. Other ones: Loss of Father, Good versus Evil, Child Hater, Black Cat, Chocolate, Trapped in a Painting, Purple Eyes, Mouse. Trapped in a Painting. Like, that is one of the scariest things.
What film was that?
The Witches.
The Roald Dahl one.
The Trapped in the Painting thing is one of the scariest things in any film.
Really?
It's horrible. Like, it's... I'm scared now. Last film. Death of Husband.
Hocus Pocus.
Hallucination. Los Angeles, California.
Practical Magic.
Teenager.
The Craft.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be one of them, wasn't it?
You got loads of
I'm going to stop doing themes.
Oh, what?
You got loads of pen on your face.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God
Well
damn
done,
it.
Daniel.
Yeah, well done. I just never want to play.
Does
that
anyone
game
know what the
again.
theme was with that one?
My Misery.
It's all about witches. That's right.
Oh, I've got the pen on my nose.
That's because you drawing Boba Fett on your little thing.
Yeah, but where's that? I've not been licking that.
It's because you go on your hands, didn't it? Well done, guys. That was Keyword Countdown for another week. Daniel's won, but at what cost?
What's the human cost?
Pen on his face.
Okay, let's do a massive thing of feedback.
We got
then,
loads
is it?
so we had no feedback last week. I put out a call. On one email, somebody called it a desperate plea. I won't go that far. It makes me sound pathetic.
Actually, we should say, what's the scariest things ever happened to you? Let us know, IGN_UK feedback at IGN.com.
Yeah, so
nothing too heavy.
People sent loads of feedback in, so we're going to go through that. Alex, you got the first piece.
I have from, I don't know if it's Janina or Janina from Germany, who says, it's an unusual choice for Sony to add new features mid-circle. However, I think it's great for those people who already have a 4K TV and now have more options to use its capacities. I do remember that eye-opener moment I had when I switched from a regular TV to HD TV playing Skyrim. I would get a Pro if I had 4K. However, I'm waiting for them to get cheaper, thus I have no plans on buying a Pro. I assume I will rather upgrade once the actual new PS console comes out. Last bit says, the name PS4 Pro is terrible, same as PSVR. Why couldn't they stick to Morpheus and Neo? Sure, it's a silly reference to The Matrix, but somehow it fits.
Morpheus and Neo is terrible. Also, what's he written there? PS? Oh, it's not highlighted, but...
No.
It's not highlighted.
Morpheus and Neo are terrible names.
It doesn't really convey what the thing is.
No.
Yeah, but like Nintendo's codename for, was it GameCube? That was Dolphin or something. Well, that's an even worse name.
Yeah, no, but the point is, like, the reason that they're not used when it becomes a consumer product, it's like Pro, it conveys something about it that it's like a bit more, or it's maybe not for a mass consumer. Not as cool, but like...
I haven't really been paying attention. Not to that, no, as in like to the actual situation.
Yeah.
If I want to play PSVR, can I play that on my normal PS4?
Yes, you can.
I can.
But I think you need an adapter box that does some of the processing.
But will that come with PSVR?
Yes, it does.
It will. Okay,
but I don't know whether the Pro does that. You don't need that additional box, and whether the Pro can do it like inside the box.
And I would assume that frame rates are going to be better. And all that kind of stuff.
But like,
the difference really between the two, I would say, is marginal.
Okay.
Between the PS,
the PS4 now and the Pro, I don't think it's a particularly giant leap forward.
Do you remember this moment though when you went to HD?
Yeah,
that was a big jump. And also when going from DVD to going from video to DVD was a big jump.
Yeah,
and then going from standard def to high def was a jump.
Yeah.
Do you just not see that being a leap?
If it was a new console gen, then absolutely, because people would be creating games specifically for that. The fact is, they're still going to be creating 1080p games that will probably be upscaled. Like,
do you not think a lot of developers are making games at 4K, and then the console thing is a downscaled version because they're making the high end for PC, aren't they?
I think the jump is going to be that immediate because it's it's not just the resolution, it's the improved textures, it's every part of the game, and I've not seen anything so far at like E3 and stuff like that on 4K where I've gone, oh, that's amazing.
I don't even know if I've seen anything in 4K. I probably have, but
like a couple of PC things.
If I have, I don't think I've obviously been.
It looks sharp.
Sharp. Yeah. This is Miguel Santana, who is a Brazilian, but he lives in Boston for most of his life. Now he comes expressing skepticism about the 4K capabilities of these new consoles. Coming from a PC, so he gives us an insight because none of us are PC gamers. So this is his input. Coming from PC gaming, I know how much power it takes to output proper 4K resolutions. Right now, I'm rocking a 2X GTX 980 Ti.
That's his rig.
He actually goes, on my rig.
No, he doesn't.
He does, on my rig. Look at you with the Lego.
And I
wanted to share with you guys my experiences with 4K gaming. First of all, most games out there, if they are cross-released on PC, already support 4K resolutions. I don't think it will take a lot of extra work for publishers to make sure a game can work across all the versions. Essentially, everything should be in place for them to optimize a game at 4K. This is tricky though. Optimizing games for 4K with the power of those consoles will be very hard. I think both Sony and Microsoft might be making promises they won't be able to keep even with these powerful machines. I think they will still lack the power to put out decent 4K gaming. I believe most games in 4K will suffer from 30 FPS lockdown and features that might have to be sacrificed just to achieve that resolution. Particles, physics, rendering, etc, etc.
It's true, because I was looking into like how much it would cost to kind of get our gaming PC to do 4K, and you do need like 2 graphics cards, like 500 quid.
So
a pop.
how can
you're dropping like $1,000 just on the graphics cards? So how can something that's 350 quid or whatever compete? I just can't see how that's possible.
There's going to be a compromise somewhere. But for most people, I won't.
Can you imagine if we did that on that PC to play fucking Omnibus or wherever we play? Or Dark Souls.
I'll tell you what, it runs Omnibus at a pace.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of physics going on in Omnibus. But it's true though, like, I imagine it will make a compromise, but I think most people probably won't fussed, are they?
It's just about
because it's like when people go, that's not true HD, but you're like, it's good enough though. It's good enough for me.
I don't, from what I can see, I don't think the jump between what we got now and 4K is comparable to like SD and HD. Like when you saw that, I don't think that's the same.
Well, I guess that's what's different. That's a qualitative difference.
Yeah,
like that's totally different. Where this is a refinement.
Exactly. Yeah,
and also like when I got my PS3, like that was basically an excuse to buy an HD TV.
Yeah,
the fact that this isn't going to support Blu-ray 4K.
Yeah,
I know it's going to do streaming, but it would have been an extra reason for me to upgrade.
Yeah,
because it hasn't got that.
Well, this is kind of about that, actually. This is Eric, who says, 2 days before the PS4 Pro press conference, I purchased an Xbox One S, my second Xbox One, and my first 4K TV. I bought the S for the minor game performance improvements and the ability to play 4K Blu-rays. When the PS3 came out originally and having been the first consumer-friendly Blu-ray player, I opted instead for an Xbox 360 and missed out on having a Blu-ray player for years. So did one of my friends, Pete, and is one of those people who, I was like, mate, are you sure? And he was like, buying loads of HD DVDs. He had the adapter and stuff. I was like, mate, it's not going to go this way. And he was like, this is the one that's going to win. This is the one that's going to win. And like, I remember him selling like the box and all the HD, I think for about £7 down CEX. And he had about a good like 30, 40 films.
I think, you know why the reason it didn't succeed? They came in horrible burgundy cases.
Oh yeah, they were horrible.
Horrendous.
And it was smaller than everything else as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was this? Now it's flipped, and the S with a 4K player is absolutely vital to me. Having an enormous Blu-ray collection now and future-proofing myself has become important. I'll have a large 4K Blu-ray collection soon enough, and it confounds me how Sony left this out. It's literally exactly what happened with the PS3, Xbox 360, and is important to movie lovers and tech nerds. I haven't owned a PlayStation since the PS2, and this isn't going to change that. I don't understand how they can make such a stupid mistake. Well, I think they've obviously, and this is what I think, they've probably looked at buying habits and gone, how many people are actually buying Blu-rays?
Like, when was the last time you bought a Blu-ray and actually watched it? There's the two different things as well. Like,
Not very long, because I bought Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but you didn't watch it. And it's like,
Star Wars, but I haven't watched it.
That's the thing, you buy this thing, and I'm sure Eric is a person who likes horror movie, and there'll be lots of people like that. But I think the majority of people won't. Also, what they might be doing there is, by not having a 4K Blu-ray player in the Pro, means they can drop the price of it sooner than Xbox can drop the price of the S.
Yeah.
Because they'll have to maintain the price point because they've put that bit of kit in it. Whereas someone will be able to like, put the Pro out £50 cheaper sooner.
Like when 4K films become more readily available through download, I think it would be more viable.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Streaming on
Netflix already.
We don't have
the internet,
the grunt right now.
But I guess that will improve.
Yeah,
I just think most people stream stuff, don't they?
Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah, it's easier.
It is easier.
There you go.
Done.
But I do think it's a bold move. It's the same with Apple.
It's massive,
dropping, 3.5mm headphones,
which I think we've got in this now.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Another guy, Jacob, talks about PS4 Pro, saying, personally, I think it's great since this is very clearly targeting VR and trying to get a gaming VR headset into people's homes as cheaply as possible. PS Pro plus the VR gaming headset, I imagine, will be a common bundle next year for around £750. That's quite a lot of money.
That's loads.
Which would be incredible.
PSVR? Do we know?
$350.
Oh, I really want one. That's too much.
But it is true. He's got if you can combine it, like
the whole thing is much cheaper than if you want to get started in VR
of a Rift or a
without a PC
5 straight away without the PC. Yeah.
Also, I think like PSVR for me is the one.
More so than the HoloLens. We've had some really good feedback.
HoloLens not a competitor though.
No, I know, but I think it's doing some interesting stuff.
I haven't
from
what
what
I've seen. Have you used one?
No.
Garbage.
Really?
It's terrible. It's not. So we've even got videos on the site, and that's capturing a direct feed from the actual HoloLens unit, which still doesn't convey what it's like to actually use one. It does not look like that. It does not. You're taking that feed from its direct graphics processor, so you see it looks really nice and rendered. Right. But when you're actually using it, you're seeing this very small representation of it, and it doesn't look like it's actually there in space.
Yeah,
It's very digitized.
Okay.
Liars.
So he says, this also makes the console war more interesting, with Scorpio going for the high-end performance market with the most powerful console ever. If it's priced anywhere near my assumed $350, it'll be interesting to see whether VR will win out over just raw power of 1080p 60 FPS. Which approach do you think will turn out to be best? I would say Sony's VR route.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Since it's less directly competing with the PCs. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's just aimed at the mass market.
What, Scorpio?
No, PSVR.
Yeah.
Scorpio.
Scorpio doesn't. No, we don't even know what that
Scorpio.
Really is.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the point that Jacob's making about it becoming effectively a PC is true. Yeah. It's almost like the fact that Xbox is less distinct from PCs now than ever before. Like if you buy a game on Xbox, you're going to play it on PC.
Forza Horizon
what
3,
is it then?
And that download code unlocks it on both formats.
Mental.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Final bit on the PlayStations, I think, is from Tyler Downey. Now, Tyler sent a few emails in this week. This email begins with an emoji of a squid or an octopus. I don't know. It's quite small. I don't get this email. It says PS4 Pro equals crap. I don't like when companies do these half steps. It is good for the people who want the next best thing and for people who haven't got into the system yet. But as an owner of a PS4, I couldn't care less. Well, it sounds like you do care. You just said it's crap.
He sent an email to a podcast.
And then I was like, it's crap. I don't care. But it's actually quite good for the people who want it.
Yeah.
So, I think, Tyler, you...
all over the place here, Tyler.
Thanks for emailing in, Tyler.
Yeah. Like, do you reckon I want a PSVR? Like, I played Batman and I was like, yeah, that's what I want now.
Yeah, but you'll play it once and that'll be like...
But it's a story to bet. It's like an actual storyline and stuff.
But it's only an hour long.
But then if that's like...
No.
I believe so.
It'll be short. Yeah, it's not... It's gonna, but then it's like $350 plus that for playing one thing.
Also, did you see the story that like the US gets like 18 demos with it, UK gets, or Europe gets like 10.
What a Swizz.
Something like that.
Yeah. I do want to play one a lot, but what kind of... It feels like a lot of them are kind of like rides and like little novelties. And
absolutely,
And if there's a steady stream,
like the Until Dawn one is literally a ride.
If there's a steady stream of them, like you get a couple of them every week, and then with PS Plus you get a few of them, then cool. But if they're just all there for launch,
there's a couple of really good ones. There's one really good one, which is they've kind of gone down like the Nintendo Land route, which is like 4v1.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing because people can play on the screen on the TV, something you can't see.
Yeah, that's so clever. I think
if you get someone who does a really good like suite of party games, that I think it's ideal for
absolutely, yeah. Because the one that I played, the person in the headset is a cat. Is a cat, sorry, and
in a hat,
and the four people. It was move controllers, but I'm assuming you can use other stuff as well. Mice, and you basically, when the cat is. I think it's like when the cat looks up, you can't move. But when you look down, then the mice can move, and you like as a cat you've got to try and catch the mice. But when you look up,
it's almost like musical statues.
You can't see them. It's like musical statues basically, but you're a cat.
But if they did, was it like Mario Chase or whatever it was that was in Nintendo? That would be great.
We should break that back out.
That's
for
so
good.
Time. Yeah. All the Nintendo Land stuff was really good. I think. Like that's good. What's this? It's for me.
He's fuming.
Excellent. Win Williams. That's got to be a Welsh name, isn't it? Driving home from work while listening to your podcast about Apple's decision to remove the 3.5mm headphone jack from future iPhones, I was thinking that having to upgrade my headphone wasn't that big a deal. So if I want to upgrade to the new iPhone, I also need to upgrade my effing car. Oh, hang on, you missed out a bit here. Then I parked my car outside my house and realised my car's over 10 years old, and I use an aux lead to play podcasts through my speakers, and I have it charging because of my GPS app. So if I want to upgrade to the new iPhone, I also need to upgrade my effing car, or at least get a Bluetooth-enabled stereo installed. It's pretty irresponsible of Apple to make millions of docks and various other devices obsolete when there's already an electronic waste issue. Pricks.
So you can get an adapter. Because there's the adapter that allows you to connect via or charge it at the same time as being connected. But they're charging £40 for that.
Oh, come on.
Which is a rip-off.
That's
but obviously other people, third-party manufacturers.
Is it irresponsible of them?
I don't know if it's irresponsible.
But no.
I think they just know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they absolutely know what they're doing because all these different people have gone, okay, well, Apple have made this phone that everybody wants, and all other tech companies have gone, okay, everyone has got this thing, and we can make loads of peripherals for it, and we can make loads of money off it. And Apple have gone, hang on, all these people are making money off us. Actually, let's shut that down. So they all have to come through us now, or at least buy a £40 adapter. Like, I don't know.
Because like I haven't upgraded, and it'd be the first time I haven't upgraded for an iPhone on launch day in the numbered cycle rather than the S cycle since they came out. Yeah. And that's partly because the improvements are marginal. Yeah. Like if I was going to get one, it would be the Plus because of the camera. Yeah. But the Plus is big, and that puts me off.
I'm not going to upgrade.
But I was looking at like Bluetooth headsets, and I've been sort of trying some out as well, and they're great. But then what happens when you're on the plane and you want to watch something, plug it into your headset, into the armrest?
Yeah, like undoubtedly that sucks, but it's like, I guess they want to create a certain product and push the market in a certain way, and they know if they do that with their stuff, they will take us in that direction. People, I guess.
Yeah, it's like when they removed optical drives from laptops, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like loads of people when they removed connectors from laptops, they go, "Oh, I can't use my printer now with it."
Yeah.
And people like made a massive fuss when the disk drives went, and I can't remember last time I needed to use it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think I've used my disk drive on my MacBook once in 4 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who's next? What we got?
I've got an email from first-time writer in Tyler Downey who says, do you guys ever go back to old games? Do you think it's harder to go back to games that have been downloaded versus hard copy games? I see a box game of something and I want to go back and play it, but I forget about games that I've downloaded. I never, ever go back and play games that I've finished.
I sometimes have like the feeling that I want to go back and stuff like that, like Uncharted, I go back. Like I really want to play Max Payne 3. So this morning I was like, oh, I really fancy playing that. There must be an HD remaster of that. Look, there's not. Some of the absolute fucking toilet that gets HD remasters these days. How has Max Payne 3 not got a remaster?
Why does it need remastering? That was out on PS... Was that not out on PS4?
No.
Was it not?
It's PS3 and Xbox 360.
That long ago?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
I just remember you reviewing it.
Yeah, 4 years ago. 2012.
Time flies.
But like, I can't. But I don't have anything that can play that now. PC.
Is it Xbox? No, Red Dead's backwards compatible on Xbox.
Okay. And I just kind of feel like playing it, but I'm trying to think of something else that I've gone back to.
I'm not very good at going back. I think it's trickier with games.
Hotline Miami, I'll play that until I die.
That's where it's trickier with games, is because you haven't got universal compatibility. Whereas like you can read an old book. Like, there's nothing getting in the way there. Whereas if you get rid of the console and the tech and the setup, it's really hard unless they do easy like HD remasters or whatever.
I play Hotline Miami on my Vita. Well, I take my Vita away with me whenever I go, and every time I'm going on like a big flight, I'll go, I'll see what I've got on like PS Plus I've downloaded, look at it and go, just play Hotline Miami. Like, I'll play that forever. It's such a good game. But other than that,
I just find like most of the time the games aren't as good as you remember them to be either.
Absolutely not, yeah.
And that's, so why?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like, what was it, like 2 years ago E3, like I went to see like Resident Evil 0. I had like a 25-minute thing, and they were like, and I was like, I really, really like Resident Evil 0 on the GameCube. And I went to play that, and I was like playing, I was like, I think I maybe spent 5 minutes.
But that was like when I played.
That was brilliant. Oh, let me know when it comes out, won't you? See you later.
Like Shadow of the Colossus when they did the remakes of that.
Oh, actually, I did buy that, and I played it. Yeah.
But man, that didn't age well.
Like, I thought it was alright.
The mechanics of climbing up the Colossi, it wasn't very good.
I didn't mind that.
Just got used to like everything being better, because that was a proper case of. They'd upscaled the res, but hadn't really done much of the textures, or like they hadn't made it look particularly pretty. Yeah,
it was really hard. Like for a while, I only worked on Nintendo games, so I used to work for Official Nintendo magazine. So, and on 3DS, that's all you had for ages. It was like Metal Gear. Like, all right, I'll play that. I was like, I'm playing it because I love this console, and it's the only thing I've got to play. It's just like, but
see, I'd love to go back and play the original Metal Gear that had been spruced up and made to look pretty.
Yeah. Made to look like Metal Gear 4.
Or Metal Gear Solid, what if they redid it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it just before Phantom Pain came out. It was a slog. Yeah. I didn't get through it all. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Like, it's also because it's tied up in so many memories.
Yeah.
And the memory of it, experiencing back then at that time, is greater than the present memory or experience of reliving it. It's just this bit where you have to, the boss out in the, I'm not huge on Metal Gear lore, but the guy in like a big open field where you got lob grenades at him
with the Vulcan.
It's painful.
Yeah,
it's just, it was just painful.
What have you got?
Anyway, this is Will North Coombs. That's his name, and he's listened for 3 years, but he's never written in. We've covered this slightly, but he doesn't play games too often anymore. but he pre-ordered PSVR, hoping for that first time you play Mario 64 feeling once again. But he has no idea what launch titles are very good. Is there anything on PSVR that you've played that you think Will should definitely get?
Batman.
Yeah, Batman. That's the one thing that I've played.
So good.
But I do question.
I didn't know how long. I didn't know it was only that long.
I believe so. It's short, and that's the other thing. I don't think they've announced pricing for a lot of this stuff either.
Yeah.
The Cat and the Mouse game, Batman.
There you go.
Those are two things I played on PSVR that I really liked.
Until Resident Evil. Have you played that in VR?
No, I didn't.
I don't think. Some people have played the beginning hour, which is the demo.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's played the main game in VR yet.
Right.
I guess that's the thing. But that's one of those ones where you can play the whole thing in VR, but I think it's meant. It's probably been developed as a traditional game.
Yep.
That's a big thing. Like if you want to play a full game in VR, that's probably the one to go for. But that's not available at launch.
Yeah.
What else have I played? I played the Until Dawn thing, and it is fun, but it's nothing like Until Dawn. Like it's not that kind of thing.
Just the name.
It's like an on rails. It's like a scary house.
Have you played the Fallout thing? Fallout 4?
No.
This is the mod.
I haven't played it.
Yeah. Again, I just can't see myself
great.
playing a massive game like that with a headset on for 20 hours.
Yeah. But don't know.
But Batman.
We don't know.
Essentially Batman.
Definitely Batman.
You get to play a piano as Bruce Wayne. Is that right? I've not played it.
do, yes.
There you go.
So good. Okay, I've got a message from Livon Young. He says, I have a problem. I never follow storylines in games. Before I know it, I'm skipping cutscenes and ignoring dialogue. Man. After hearing that Conor McGregor's in the next Call of Duty and Michael B. Jordan is in NBA 2K17, I'm starting to think I found a solution, really, with Conor McGregor in Call of Duty. That's what he's been waiting for. I'll sit through a movie or cartoon if it has an actor I like. Those two games went to the front of my fall must-plays, just by having the name and face recognition. I hope this trend continues. How about you guys? I don't know. I really enjoy storylines in games quite a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, and if it's not, then I kind of switch off a little bit.
What about when we were playing Forza yesterday? I can't remember the name of the female commentator.
That was awful,
he just went on and on.
And that's the thing as well. Like
I skip stuff all the time.
He's meant really.
Yeah, because what
kind of games?
But I always think that's a mark that I'm not enjoying this, and I rather just play the game part.
Okay, right.
Like, the thing is that we play a lot of Dark Souls recently, and I like how that does story, because the story is the game.
Yeah.
So that you get the story from the boss that you're fighting, and go, oh, why does he look like that?
And that's same as Inside as well.
Story is laced into the actual game itself and the way it's been designed, rather than going, here is your story chunk.
Stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then that's where it's going. We don't know how to do story in game.
Yeah.
We'll do it like he does it in a film or a TV show.
Yeah. And that's exactly what these two games he's mentioned here are going to be doing,
and it's
like cutscenes.
And that's where cutscenes aren't as good as film and TV show, because the facial animation isn't as good. Voice acting usually isn't as good.
Yeah, you want it woven into the actual game.
Yeah, I think so. But and Last of Us is probably an exception to that. There's cutscenes, but there's loads of character moments when they're walking and looking around, when you're looking around as well.
And same with Uncharted as well. Like so much of that happens when you're actually playing, which is really
it feels
good.
more connection to it.
And I do kind of see what he's saying. Like when I saw that Michael B. Jordan was going to be NBA 2K17, because I played last year's one.
You hate it,
and I hate it. It's one of the worst games I've ever played. But I looked at that and I was like, Michael B. Jordan is amazing. That storyline does look quite funny. Like, I'd kind of be into it. But like the thing that I'm not enjoying, I think maybe 2K17 might be different, is because they've got Hannibal Buress, who's like a really well-known comedian. And I think like that's what we're not doing, is trying to make like a funny thing out of it. The FIFA thing. Why not make that like full on like Football Factory, get Danny Dyer in, like why not do it like that? Why are we doing this like really serious of two guys that you probably hate?
It has to be safe as hell.
Yeah, I suppose.
How edgy was the Spike Lee one?
Not at all.
Because
he's never played a video game before in his life.
Because it's like all the brands involved. I bet they like have an approval, and then you've got something designed by committee. Yeah. Even though FIFA is one of the most corrupt organisations on the planet, just make it about that.
But like Fight
Sepp Blatter is your main character. Imagine that.
But like Fight Night, when Fight Night did it, like that's like it was a crappy storyline, but it is kind of like over the top. I thought it was kind of like tongue in cheek a little bit, because like you're fighting your way out of prison. Like that,
punching doors.
Yeah, like that is quite funny. I kind of feel like, don't know, like there are some games that do story really, really well, and there are some games that are just story. Like the people who do like the Crows people, who do like games that are just storylines. I think that's good. But yeah, the two that he's mentioned, they're not going to be the ones that get you into storylines and games.
Like Inside as well, playing that.
Yeah.
Is that there was a storyline going on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how you interpreted it
Yeah.
was up to you. But there's no cutscenes or anything like that. It was just kind of a brilliant way of doing it.
Yeah.
And you look at Metal Gear as well, like the difference between Metal Gear 4 and 5. That was all cutscenes, and then 5 was like hardly anything.
Yeah.
And I felt it lost a lot of the Metal Gear feeling because of it, because there was hardly any story, really. And something between the two would have been a little bit nicer.
I see what you mean, yeah. What's our last bit of feedback?
From Finn O'Rourke, who says, I was just writing, so I really enjoyed your Inside Spoilercast despite not having played the game.
Oh, shit. You listened to it without playing it?
Yeah.
Fair play.
I was wondering if there were any more plans to do other Spoilercasts on games, movies, or TV shows. Many thanks. Finn.
I don't know. It depends. What do people want? I think we're open to it if the right thing comes along. I think it doesn't always make sense.
Yeah.
It's also making sure that we've all... Well, it's easy with kind of TV shows and films, I guess. Games are a bit tougher because they can be...
I think if it's the right sort of thing where you can have lots of very different competing explanations or theories about it, if we're all going to come on and say it's kind of good,
I think the reason
no point to it
that we wanted to do the Inside ones because everyone had something to say about Inside.
It's such an ambiguous piece of
exactly.
work.
Whereas, if we all... I don't know, like... It just depend on what it was. Like Star Wars, I think, like we'd probably do it. But then there are lots of podcasts in IGN that do that really well.
And there's other things on IGN where we cover that in different ways.
Like Prepare to Try.
Well, we spoil lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff in that.
Mainly Dark Souls for me.
Yeah.
Just your lives.
Yeah. Excellent. Is that it?
I think that is it, yes.
What an awesome bunch of feedback from every single person. If you want to get in touch, you can. IGN_UK feedback at IGN.com. And that's it for another week. But don't worry, because we'll be back next week.
I might not be.
You might not be.
Oh, shit, it's 3:50.
Run.
Thank you, bye.